therefore we're now going to make Gowon the Supreme Commander. Okay, because up until then, he's not the Supreme Commander because he took power from the Supreme Commander and he hasn't consulted the rest of the military. Okay, so now he wasn't any more superior in rank than what's his name, Robert Adenka, who is the Western governor. Neither is he more superior militarily than Ojukwu, but he assumed power because the people behind him have got the guns. So after Aburi, it was decided that Gowon could be the Supreme Commander. Okay? But everybody, if you have a decision, we all have to agree to that decision before we go ahead with it. In other words, you have to have it in concurrence. Everyone has to agree. But Gowon then said, no. According to the people advising him, his permanent secretary, say, well, we know you signed this, but it's going to cause Nigeria to divide. We're not going to agree to it. So you have to change your mind. And we think the British might be also inspired to not to allow him to sign this, to carry out what they agreed to. So as a result, there's a retraction. He started going back on his word. Unknown to him, though, known to him, fully aware that the Aburi Accord was recorded on a gramophone. So it's not a case of you said, I said, or he said. There's evidence of what was actually discussed.
So, Mazi, what you are telling me is that Aburi Accord was recorded. Is that right?
Yes, it was recorded in gramophone.
So tell me, how do we explain this man, this old, dying, lying man, Gowon? Till today, he is still saying Ojukwu is twisting the truth. That was not what we agreed in Aburi, even though it was recorded.
Yes, one day we will get the Aburi and play it. So that's what was played in the Eastern region. Yeah, this is what happened in Aburi. We all listened to it. And the T-shirts came out. On Aburi, we stand. Okay? We are not going to budge on Aburi. Okay? So they all knew what happened. So because they had the superior weapons, all the military, everything was in the north. So they thought, well, if Ojukwu disobey, we declare a state of emergency, we invade the east, and it would take about 72 hours, and that would be it. And that is what happened. So Aburi, they negated on it, including paying those who abandoned their jobs. If you're working for the government in the north, let's say you work in the railway, you haven't been paid since May. You ran away, and no one's paying you. No one paying your school fees for your children. There's no means of livelihood. The Eastern region was supposed to support all these 2 million XM flocks. So there comes a time when you say, well, what are you going to do about all this? Part of the Aburi agreement was to help pay towards them. Gowon reneged. Ojukwu said, okay, from April 1967, we're going to collect tax in the East. And the money we collect in the East, we're going to use it to rehabilitate those refugees. I'm going to keep the money. Gowon said, you can't do that. If you do that, we will blockade you. So Ojukwu went ahead with the survival edict, which is what he propagated. And Gowon said, I'm going to impose a blockade. So it's sealed off, so you can't trade from the East. As a result, you can see was a journey of no return. You can't go back to Nigeria, they'll kill you. You can't stay as you are, they blockade you. You declare yourself a different country. And that was what happened. So Ojukwu called all the experts to come and sit down and discuss what our options are. Do we stay in Nigeria or do we leave Nigeria? They voted with their feet. Means there was a unanimous decision that we've had enough of all these duplicitous people who want to kill us, take our resources, and leave us to die. So they said, please, Ojukwu, at the earliest practical date, we are not asking you, we are mandating you, declare Eastern region a sovereign nation by the name Republic of Biafra. Before the ink could dry on that day's conference, Gowon decided to divide the country and decentral state and see into a dot. Okay, this is where it all started. So if you carve up the country, you didn't ask your permission. Nobody knew where the boundary was. You just declare that area is now East Central State, River State, and Goja State, and then you declare a state of emergency, and you're going to take over the whole area.
All right, Mazi.
So that is why the people fought.
Mazi, as we are about to summarize, I want to ask you this question. Let's put this record straight. So basically, what I'm getting to understand, or what you're telling me, is that the reason why Gowon divided the state is to confuse and create hatred among us, because it's working. If you ask me, it is working. You should hear where an Imo State man is talking to an Anambra, and where an Anambra person is talking to an Imo. You will never know that they speak the same language, because that was the whole idea of divide and rule. Can you summarize on that note? And then, of course, next week we'll continue. Go ahead, please.
Yes. The idea of dividing the Eastern region is to weaken the Eastern region as a unit. Okay? You try to weaken them by dividing into along ethnic lines. The only problem with that is that you don't know where the boundaries are. Because Port Harcourt, for example, used to be an Owerri province. The Igbos, if you like, and their brothers developed Port Harcourt. If you now excise Port Harcourt away from Igbo as a territory, you're asking for trouble, because these are the people who built, if you like, Port Harcourt. So it's a deliberate ploy to sow seed of discord among the Eastern region. The people from Ogoni, Ejo, Ogoja, they were all involved in the declaration of Biafra. They turned up in the elders' meeting, consultative assembly, Eastern region. And it was a unanimous decision to pull away from Nigeria, because they've had enough at that stage. Nigeria cannot guarantee they're not going to kill you. Okay? So you have no choice but to be your own. And the whole Biafra was the shield. The Ojukwu said, if you can cross this line from the north, he won't go out to the north to bring you back, but if you can cross this line and come to the Eastern region, then you are safe. He will do everything he can to protect you. And that is how Biafra came to be. So on the 30th of May, Ojukwu declared Biafra, the Eastern region, as a sovereign state. Remember, the killing started in May 66. We're talking a whole year of deliberation before Biafra was declared as a sovereign state. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi. You know, when it comes to the end of this program, I feel it continues again. To be honest with you, I was born after the war. And whenever I hear this history, oh my goodness me, I sit and I want to listen and learn. Mazi, please, you're not going to let me down now. Next week is yet another Date with Destiny. It is part 3 of Biafran history. Thank you very much, Mazi. We appreciate you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Do you want to say something about the upcoming program, please, quickly?
Yes, indeed. In UK, we are blessed with so many activities. Next Saturday, we are having the fundraising for the ESN. You and I know why we have to support the ESN. So please give us generously so we can continue maintaining our land. We can see the history we've been through, and there's a need for us to defend our land. Let me explain to you about the land. During the war, Nigerians charged into all the cities, the Enugus, the Owerris, the Abas, the Port Harcourt, the Umahia. The only place that was safe for the average Biafran was the bushes, the forest. So this time round, the enemy knows that, so they've gone into your forest to go and occupy there. So if you start running into there, they'll be waiting. If you stay in the city, they have all their armor and so on. Okay? So it's important that the ESL is supported to clear the forest, not only for farming, for your own protection. So please support the fundraising. So that is this Saturday. The Saturday after that is continuation of the Biafra Education Program. The BEAD is on the 20th of August. This time we're talking about the humanitarian support of those who help Biafrans in the genocide. These amazing people, the daredevil pilots who brought food in, who are being shot at as they brought the food in. You got to come and hear about them and all the things that they did for us. The Saturday after that, we're going to Milton Keynes for evangelism. And coming up in October, we'll be going to Liverpool football ground because Sonyendu is a supporter of Liverpool. We made sure he will never walk alone. So we're going there to support.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot more announcement to be made. So continue to support us.
Thank you very much.
God bless you all.
And bless you too, Mazi. My goodness me, am I loving this or not? Do you hear that? Our bushes used to be our safe haven when the enemies attack. I remember these things. When something happens, you run into the bushes. And our enemies knows that, and this is why they try to occupy our bushes, so that when they kill us at home and you try to run into the bushes, they will ambush you and you are dead and nobody to save you. And this is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man of wisdom, a man of intelligence, of course, opted for the ESN to protect us, even in our bushes. When people hear that the ESN are in the bushes, they're like, what are they doing in the bushes? Can't they come out? It's because people who ask them to be in the bushes are more intelligent than me and you. They understand how our enemies think and how their brains operate. So support ESN, very, very important. And of course, we thank Dr. Okachi, who is giving us this history. And next week, please make it a date again with Destiny Biafra. Hello, Motherland. Please, I had a problem with my Facebook. They banned me. My goodness me. Until they ban you, then you know you are not yet a freedom fighter. So they banned me, and I was streaming on Ikechukwu Onoha JP. It's a page, Ikechukwu Onoha JP. If you can search it on Facebook, Ikechukwu Onoha JP. And that's what we'll be using for now, and see how we can do, because I used my Facebook to go into Radio Biafra London, but I cannot because it is banned, and therefore I have to find an alternative. So please, Ikechukwu Onoha JP, if you are listening, you can subscribe to that, and we are using it for now until I am unblocked again after a month. It's a long blockade, so we don't care, but we continue. We are not going to stop because of that blocking. Ikechukwu Onoha JP, that is the page we are using now, and this broadcast, of course, is there as well. You can see it there, and it will be also playing on Radio Biafra Community Radio app. All right, this is where we bring it to an end. I thank you all for listening. If you don't know your history, trust me, you will not know where you are coming from. That history they've denied us. We are coming back stronger to write the record, or rather to rewrite and set the record straight. Very, very important. I want to thank my brother from Free State, Welcome, Mazi Obi from Welcome. He is the one who helped us, because what we do is we try to call our guests direct call, so there will not be more interruptions. If we are using WhatsApp to do this, trust me, it will be reconnecting and reconnecting. So we did a direct call to the UK to get our guests for almost an hour. And our brother from Free State, Welcome, IPOB Free State, Welcome. I mean, a zone, or rather not a zone, or unit or whatever that is so close to my heart. They helped us. And of course, it is my brother Obi who did this. May Elohim continue to bless you. And of course, if you will help us, and that will be appreciated. I'm talking to people here in South Africa. We have a Wi-Fi connection. Of course, that is for all our other equipment. But when it comes to making call, we need to make a direct call so that we can have a seamless, interaction with the guests. Especially this history, our broadcast is very, very important. Not just for you, but even for your children. You can play it for them to know who you are, where you come from, and where we are going. Thank you, my brother Obi. We really appreciate you. All right, this is where we leave it. Thank you, Mazi Sochi Mambanale. He will be coming up, of course, from next week, and then he will be holding Motherlands in the evening while I go back to my normal slot, which is Sadek in the morning. All right, from me, and of course, from here, it is goodbye. May God bless Biafra. May God bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Goodbye and God bless.